Hello everyone. Tonight we're going to talk about the big K-line. I'm actually probably going to split this into two videos because I am long-winded, because I know a lot about this company and it was always one of my favorites. So, I'm not going to truly go into the history of K-line. I will go into the demise, but if you truly want to watch an accurate video on the history of K-line, Toy Train Tips and Tricks. He did a very good video on the rise and fall of K-line. One thing I will go into is how their demise came about. So the thing that basically got him in hot water with Lionel was their cruise control. The cruise control was deemed, well, A, stolen technology, and B, it was against the agreement for them licensing TMCC. Ironically, when this was all going on, Lionel, who is obviously no angel, was also in bankruptcy. They had just been taken to court by MTH, and Lionel was convicted of industrial espionage. What's really funny about it is the guy that got Lionel in hot water with MTH is the same guy that went to K-line and stole the cruise control technology. Fun little fact for you. But anyway, another thing I will say too is at no point ever did Lionel own K-line. Okay? When K-line went into bankruptcy, they were turned over to their Chinese subcontractor, which was Sandakan. Every one of our model manufacturers has used Sandakan. Lionel, Atlas, MTH, when their diesels and freight cars and passenger cars went to China, everybody. Lionel actually was the first one to use it. They used them in the early to mid-90s when they kind of were telling us stuff was still made in America, but their starter sets were actually made in Hong Kong. They were made by Sandakan. So, what Sandakan did is they licensed the K-line name and intellectual property to Lionel. Later, they sold some of the tooling to Lionel, and you guys all probably know what that was. The A1 Berkshire, I believe the Mikado, the K4 Pacific, the A5040, and I think that's it. There might be a few more in there that I'm missing, but I'm not a Lionel expert. But anyway, not long after that license, Lionel let that license expire, and then Sandakan sold a bunch of the dies to other companies. They sold stuff to RMT, obviously the little bang switchers or whatever the hell those things are called. Atlas got some of it. I have no idea what they bought. We have not seen any of it yet. And then Bachmann got a lot of it. So Bachmann by Williams. I do know what Bachmann got. Bachmann got the remote-controlled operating cars. So Lionel is not sitting on that technology. Bachmann got the 462 Pacifics, the semi-scales. And they also got the RS3s. And they got those Super Streets or Easy Streets or whatever the hell those are called. And they got the operating billboards. So K-line stuff is basically spread throughout the universe, which is really sad, in my opinion. But that is neither here nor there. So what I am doing tonight is I brought down 3 of my favorite pieces of K-line. Tonight we'll probably go over the freight cars. Yes, I know this is weathered. My wife did this. This is all paint, no chocks. I've told a couple of my friends in the hobby that I was in HO for quite a while. My HO collection is actually about double the size of my O-gauge collection. And my wife used to weather a lot of my HO stuff. But when we wanted to practice weathering, I chose this for her. It was a little bit bigger, and since it was white, I figured it would be a good candidate. My wife uses a snap-on airbrush, if anybody cares. But anywho, back to some of their cars. So, this is one of my favorite K-Line cars I own. This is, in O-gauge, the only true scale correct Evans autoloader. So the real Evans autoloader was only done by the New York Central, and it was a 6 car. I obviously have this one because of the 57 Corvettes. Hint, hint. And also, this is a nice car. The flat car itself is plastic. Everything else, this deck, the superstructure, everything else is die cast. So, separate grabs everywhere. I mean, just a phenomenal job. If you don't like New York Central, K-Line did do this in several other road names. They did a Pennsylvania one with like 55 T-birds on it. That's pretty cool. They don't come up for sale much, so I don't see them. But yeah, I mean, these things were just leaps and bounds ahead, in my opinion. So it came out in 2000, and this is when K-Line actually started putting prototypical build dates on stuff. This car actually was built between 53 and 54. So, that is correct. But yeah, good representation of the Evans 6-car autoloader. I really like this guy. And it also, let me uncouple it, this thing rolls like you wouldn't believe. I mean, it rolls like butter, and it's on fast track. So, very neat. But, let me go ahead and get him out of the way. I don't know where I'm going to set this at the moment. And then we'll go into the reefer car. So, this is very, very, very late in K-Line's production. These things are just so damn detailed, it's not even funny. So, these hinges are real. You actually have to unlatch this, swing it open, and that's how your door opens. Your ladders and steps are metal. Separate latches to actually open up your roof hatches there. The little air hose and K-Line's new style trucks and couplers, and there is a hidden, and I mean you really can't see it, there is a hidden uncoupling tab. I'll flip the car over so you can see that actually. But look at the detail on the ends here. I mean, you actually got a coupler cut bar down there. Look at all the brake rigging. Separate wheel up there. I mean, these things are just, they're friggin' awesome. So hold on, I'll flip it over. Nice shot of my knees for you there. So here's your main uncoupling tab right here for your magnetic. Close the coupler. And, come on, focus. That little lever right there, right here, that is your hidden uncoupling tab. Pretty cool. Decent detail underneath here. This little superstructure is all metal, but you can see brake detailing and everything. Floor is plastic. And then also look at the cooling webs, the cooling fins on the insides of the wheels there. Man, that's cool. That reminds me of an old Buick aluminum brake drum for cooling and everything. I mean, that's just neat. Hold on, we'll put it back up here on the track. So how these guys work, and I don't have this stuff in it right now, but hold on here. I'll take the roof off, or I'll try to. I set you down, sorry. So this car came with hooks and banana loads, so I could hang banana loads from the inside here. I have all that stuff, it's just up in the box. On the inside of this guy, these are your actual ice bunkers that these reefer cars actually used. These K-line guys actually come with simulated blocks of ice, which I have too, which you could fill up in here to really have a prototypical setup. Now, I really like the banana car, but I'll tell you my favorite ones are, they did a couple ones with meat. The Battleship Ham car has hanging sides of pork. And there was another one that had hanging sides of beef. I do not remember the road name. But I know Atlas makes a nice reefer car, but they don't have all of the operating amenities that these K-line cars do. They also do not have the hidden uncoupler tabs, the finned wheels, stuff like that. I'm not saying, and here, just look at your detail. I think Atlas probably makes the best freight cars right now. Nobody manufacturing now comes close to them. And I mean that on their master stuff. I realize the Premier is just the old MTH stuff, but their master stuff is pretty damn nice. I mean, it really is. But yeah. So, once again, these are just a few of my favorite K-line products, and I've already talked too much, so I apologize. But yeah, in the next video, we'll go over this locomotive, and the detail on this is just scary. So, anywho, thank you guys for watching, and I will catch you on the next one. Later.